Good morning. I'm at the BMW Performance Center in Greer, South Carolina for a 2-day M School. Cannot wait. About 8 o'clock in the morning. I have a little breakfast before we start our classes. In this video, part 1, and the next video, part 2, you'll get to see what my experience was with the BMW Performance Center. And stick around, it's worth watching.
Right across the street from the biggest BMW manufacturing plant in the world. So that city you're coming in is the biggest BMW manufacturing plant in the world. They make the X3 all the way through.
I'm not going to show you what happens in the classroom. You'll need to experience that for yourself. In my first group, we set about in the fantastic new BMW M4. The instructor guided us to key points on the track, as they will do for all the exercises. So I'm in the new M4. This car is gorgeous. There's plenty of room in the back. We're going to go to the drift pad now. And we're going to see if I can control the car going around in the drift pad, which would be lovely. And let's see how it goes, guys. This should be great.
And starting from about 30 miles an hour, I want you to gradually add speed until those front tires start to slide. That'll be that understeer condition we learned about. And then at that point, just let off the gas. All right? So a little faster, a little faster, a little faster, a little faster. You got to get to the point where the front tires let go. Keep coming, keep coming. A little faster, a little faster, a little more, and then off the gas. Car comes right back down to the yellow line.
So we went on a drift pad and we got to experience with the MDM control on and the MDM control off.
Roll that window up just in case the sprinklers do come on. Alright, now focus your eyes about one quadrant ahead of where you are. Find that yellow line. Be in between that yellow concrete. And now gradually start adding speed, just squeezing on the gas until the front tires start to slide. A little faster, a little faster, a little faster, a little faster. And again, when you feel that slide, just let off the gas. Don't do anything drastic. Good, just let off the gas. Line. Actually, turn this over here. You must have some slick on your tires stepping on the bug, okay? There you go. That's it. Oh, man. That was good. That's what we're looking for. Just remember to keep your eyes looking around.
We received pointers as we tried to get that oversteer.
On the gas. On the gas. Very nice. Steer, understeer there on the recovery. You don't need to turn the wheel any further to the left than it was when you started. Okay? Don't go all the way back to the
We each received several attempts to practice.
couple more laps here. As you get to 30, try it. Right, and left. There you go. Off the gas. Off the gas. Try it when you're ready. Stop it. Right, left. Beautiful.
Each time I did it, a little bit better able to get the feel.
Because we had to stop you, I'll give you one more lap. Do that exact thing you did last time. That was great.
Well, it's raining, and I just came off the drift pad, and I smell rubber. But that was fun. I enjoy that. Definitely learning to finesse the accelerator, get my hands quickly, and I have to learn not to
All right, gentlemen.
recompensate.
Come on.
These are the M5s, the M3. You're gonna get to try them all. And there's my number 3. Okay, now I'm in the M5. And we're in the M2 mode. They haven't set it up the way they want it for us. Got my camera here. And this is great.
M5 into drive through this time, okay? So you're going to carry speed up to the 2 orange cones. Full panic stop, just the same as before. Good, Butch. Alright, keep your eyes up and stay relaxed.
The M5 competition stopped pretty quickly. The ABS system worked to a charm, and I didn't need too much force to engage it.
Alright, solid effort. Hey, good job with the brakes. Love it.
Preparing us for tomorrow, day 2, we went down the back straightaway and we looked at that and the braking zones, making sure that we were able to recognize the cone markers and where our turn-in points were going to be. So we did a walkthrough.
Leading up to a corner, so those are brake reference cones. We'll talk more about them in a minute. Then there's a blue turn-in cone. So you'll turn from that blue cone down here to this yellow apex. Okay, so the yellow cone signifies the apex of the corners.
The M5 was very sure-footed in the rain. Listen to that exhaust. Nothing like it. Speeds were pretty fast in the rain. I remember seeing about 85 plus miles an hour, and that got up there in a hurry. Now I get to use the M2, the competition. Smaller, and I feel right at home. I think we'll shut the radio off there. All right. Okay, next we're gonna head out. I'm in the M2. Feels a little bit at home, since I have one.
Alright, so the one thing that I will ask you to the course first, and then afterwards we will do a course breakdown. Blue car, I need you to catch up to that one corner unless you brake earlier. So what we're going to do is, if you look even further left, you will see that red braking marker. Right there, braking in a straight line towards my turn-in, turning in, and tracking out. Once you go over the city, actually going to get a little tap of the brake. So okay, a little bit of speed there, turning down that hill and accelerating. So now I'm going to slow down here.
Alright, got the M2 on this little course over here. Man, this car is so much fun. It just turns in beautifully. It brakes beautifully. It
So
stops
Dennis, totally
quick.
missed your apex there, buddy. I think it's just because you need to keep your eyes up, looking for your next reference, always. Gradually turn it, be smooth.
The instructors implied dynamics, and we began to feel that. We began to get a sense of our cars, what they can do, and what their capabilities were as we navigated, even on the wet pavement, around the sharp autocross turns. And as we were able to use the cars, we began to get a feel for each of the cars that we've been experiencing during that first day. The second day is going to consolidate all of that we learned into the new experience as they extend the tracks and our experience.
Lastly, my red crew to the M4s. M5s, M2s, M4s. Everybody clear on that? All right.
Driver, so just a little bit different parking spot for us here. We're going to let those just maintain both vehicles. There's the thing following me here, nice and close to the bumper of the vehicle in front of me. Then you'll return underneath the canopy. Once we finish up filling those vehicles, your next destination is going to be in the M2, driver. You're going to be in the M2. For the time session, it's going to be where that handling course
They said the weather would be good all week. We found out that the weather wasn't quite so good, but boy, it worked to our advantage because we were able to really understand the strengths of these BMW cars. We were also able to better test our skills and feel more confident as things went on. It enhanced our experience.
A hair faster with that same driving line and braking position. Okay? Okay, guys, so we are going to head into pit lane where we got a couple instructors waiting. They're going to give you a quick ride around here if you're feeling up to it. So maybe if you ride.
After the lead round, it's very dependent on time, but it should be about almost 20 to 25 minutes of consecutive lapping after the lead round. Which, if you've ever been to a go-kart track, that's a 10-minute session, and now we're in 617 horsepower vehicle.
Get that.
Hey drivers, over by me in the corner entry turn, I'm starting to see a little bit early turn in and we don't brake. So brake at the 3 orange cones, turn from the foot.
Okay, afternoon session 2:30, and we're going to take the M2 on the track now. Holy moly, even in the rain these cars handle great.
So we're going to make our way to, what was that handling course? You guys remember the handling course from earlier today. Now we are going to the handling course with a couple of differences.
So far in the day, what I had learned was that the M5 competition was a beast, and it was fast. But the M2 was much better on the autocross and around the smaller, tighter turns, obviously, but the M4 sat right in the pocket, in between both power and agility. Surprisingly, a nice mix.
When I say go to each driver, you are going to accelerate through those green cones, run through the course, and here's where you'll end up. So keep in mind, if you knock down a cone, that is a
Our trusted instructors guided our M2s around the track, and we got used to this autocross track, which we would be timed, and we would have to stop and use our braking skills to stop our cars into a certain box to qualify for our times. We would compete against ourselves to see if we could improve our skills. So we get to get timed on the autocross, this little slalom track, and my goodness, it's so much fun. But every little bit helps your time. Although this F87 and the OG, the front ends and the suspensions are pretty much the same, this car might be just a little bit more rigid despite the extra weight, and it does handle the turn-ins and the track outs very well.
Nice, this is a stopwatch, 25.655. Really good stopwatch right there.
The M2 dives in real well. The ability of the car to dive in and then come up out of a turn very, very quickly is a complete advantage. All right, so after 2 runs, I hit a 25 something, which was pretty good. I was able to get into that box, which was great. the M2 competition really, really strong in the rain on the cornerings.
Just out of the box there. Alright, saying you can go. It's a pretty good time, Mark.
24.8.
Stopping in hard,
These M-
26.223, really good into the box.
M2s really stop so well. This car just
Alright,
handles so
Butch,
beautifully.
This is your third lap, you can go.
This is fantastic.
What you got, buddy? Last run.
The thing that impressed me about the F87 is the balance and your ability to get the feedback through the seating and the car when you're going, to understand the weight shifting as you're going through the track and as you're going through the autocross. You can literally feel the car weight and the shifts, and you're better able to respond in your driving when you're doing these courses as it is stock.
25.560. Pretty solid time. Last run for Shane.
So for the next activity, they took us to the first section of the track, which is the drift pad area, which everybody hears so much about.
Drivers in 3, 2,
And
1,
we
go.
had a competition, the rat race. They lined two cars up completely opposite each other, in a 180 plane, and then they all start at the same time, and then whoever can catch up to the other driver gets the checkered flag, and if not, whoever finishes at the end of the heat with the largest margin will
Great
advance.
start. Butch, I want you to just...
So we did a succession of heats around the drift pad, and there was a strategy involved, and they explained the strategies of what we would need and how to control our car, and we tried to apply it. So in my case, I found that a good pattern for me would keep the car in control without having to oversteer, and certainly without having to rub and understeer, which would cost me time. So by keeping my movement smooth, I was able to navigate through the rat race, and you'll see how I did. On a wet pad, if you understeer or oversteer, it costs you time, so you have to be smooth. And I say, once I got past the point of no return, I hit the accelerator and I just kind of swung her around, Gotta have a little fun and bring it right back there and then just drive off,
No pressure though, man. 3, 2, 1, go. Got an advantage here, Mark. Right there with speed. Let's see how they come to the road. That's the first lap. Mark's got it by just a little bit. And that's not early. Down to a finally. Joe's got to find some speed. He gets left. Loses control of the car for just a second. He covers it. Lost a lot of time there, folks. Lost a lot of time. Mark's playoff contention is going to stay alive here as they come around white flag.
I was behind, making a comeback on the charge last lap.
To go here. Joe's got to get it figured out. Can't. And checkered flag is out. Checkered flag is out for Mark.
All right.
Drivers, who wants to get there worse? Who's going to work harder for it? In 3, 2, 1, go! And the crowd flipped on it all. Those drivers gassing hard out of the pit, or out of the green cone. They're going hard for it. They're dead even as they come across the line and finish lap 1. Down and left and a half complete. They're still dead even halfway through the race. Hang on to the white flag. They're still both neck and neck. Half a lap to go. It's hard to tell who's going to be the winner here. And it's going to be Mark.
Woohoo! Yeah!
It's going to be Mark. It's going to be marked by literally a total. I'd say like 100th of a second. Mark, you got to stay out there. If you win this, you're going to the finals. It's guaranteed. Locked up. Drivers in 3, 2, 1, go.
Butch versus Sean. The narrow victory put me into the finals, and now I get to watch the other two guys battle to face me.
Super fast around each corner to complete their first lap, nose to nose. Hard to tell who's really in the lead here as they come around. Gonna come around and complete lap number 2 here. It's looking like Sean's got the advantage. This is not coming back. He's lost some speed. Gotta find something here. Now he's catching up. Now coming to the white flag. One more lap to go.
Oh, look at them go.
It's hard to tell who's going to win here. Dennis has got loose. He's lost time. Here they come to the checkered flash. Don't be a drag race.
Oh!
Sean's got it. It took us a minute. To figure it out.
All right, going into the finals. Love it. This guy, Sean, is good.
Drivers, this is a 5-lap race. I want a clean race here. No beating, no banging, no shots below the belt, no crying, no yelling, no whispering, no flipping each other off, no J-turns, no drifting. And keep all 4 tires on the ground. Rubber down, shiny side up, baby. Come on with it. Ready. This is going to be 5 laps. This is the race for the finals, for the championship. This is it. This is to find out who's the king rat. Drivers in 3, 2, 1, go! Shots around the course fast. Go march around fast. There's still dead even though. Hard to tell who's going to be a winner here right off the bat as they finish the first lap. Going with a clear advantage here as they finish the third lap. Coming around, taking the one side, both drivers, they're neck and neck. And he spun out, he spun it, red flag in the air, Marcus spun up.
I finished second.
You'll then go on a nice long
I overdid it, and I spun out. And I got disqualified by spinning out.
That we're passing with rivers
But I had fun.
and lions.
Second ain't so bad. Gotta give credit to that guy, Sean. We've been going at it all day on the track, and it's been fun, and I just am loving this experience.